Okay, I'm just going to set the video up like this. We got to talk, and in this video, I'm going to get in front of the camera because we got to talk about how I can't take the heat anymore. Now, it's raining out there. It's not that hot, but it's very humid. There's no breeze here in Mineola. And very difficult walking because everything was flooded because of the rain. And just got sweaty just coming in here. It just got so hot. I can't take the heat. The past couple of days has been unbelievable here in Mineola. It's definitely the hottest it's been since I've moved here. It's very hard to deal with. Just had to stop because I had to turn up the fan. When I'm on the South Shore, this doesn't happen to me. I'm fine. But here, it's too hot. In this video, we're going to be talking about some of the things going on that I had to deal with today. And some things in the news also that have been going on. Because News 12 has to be brought up again, unfortunately, because they are ignoring some serious issues going on in our parks in the middle of the island and on the North Shore. And once again, focusing on the... It's like... It feels like this is a forgotten wasteland over here. Let me tell you what I had to deal with just today, alright? Going to Hicksville, alright? First, the 3:30 train winds up being delayed. So I take the 22. It was a 1700, luckily they had air conditioning. It seemed like it was okay. And I get to, along the way to Hicksville, I see a guy like by Charlotte Avenue, right by Candy Park, middle of the road with a cardboard sign, approaching cars, stopped at a light. And then get off, and it's just stifling. The sun tries to come out and go into Broadway Commons, and it's hot in there. There's barely any air conditioning in that mall. That's why I've been going to the South Shore, because and then I get into Arby's, and there's a homeless person that goes in there and starts bothering me eventually. So I have to leave because she just keeps walking by me and staring at me. And so I had to leave, and then go into the mall, and I had to go back to the mall because I couldn't go straight back because of the downpour that was coming. So I stayed in the mall for a little bit, and there are more like some creepy people just hanging around there. One guy approaches me, asks me to buy him something. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And one security guard for the whole mall. The Hallmark store is closing. I'll put that in the video. So you'll see the Hallmark store close. They're moving to Massapequa, moving to the South Shore, and I think I told you a couple of videos ago, Roosevelt Field's also in trouble. A lot of stores are closing there too. Middle of the island, everybody's just leaving the middle of the island. It's all about the South Shore now. So there are many reasons why this kind of stuff just keeps up. I'm going to have no choice but to fight to live on the South Shore, because it's not just a matter of the safety with all these hoodlums and criminals and homeless people hanging around here. It's not just a matter of no life. It's not just a matter that it's depressing. It's too damn hot. I need that sea breeze. I can't, very, very hot here, and I'm having a lot of trouble taking it, just walking by. I've always been like this my whole life with the heat, alright, since I was a kid, alright? I cannot deal with hot weather, alright? So how would I ever survive in New Jersey, because it's even hotter than here? And it's just getting too hot, and the climate is only going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. And if I keep pushing myself like this, I'm going to have a heart attack or a stroke. It's not good, alright? I can't deal with this kind of heat anymore, alright? And I need to live someplace cooler if this kind of stuff keeps up. This is the first summer where I'm really having a lot of trouble with it. It's really bad this summer. The humidity is relentless, the heat is relentless. And this is just a sign of things to come as we deal with this climate emergency. And that's what I'm really scared of, because, it's not just a matter of the natural disasters that we're going to face due to climate change. All right? It's not just a matter of, more storms, more extremes, unpredictable weather patterns. It's a matter of it just being hotter, especially in the summer. Summers are longer, they're hotter, and they're more humid. And some people can take that weather. I cannot take that weather. And when you take a look at the areas of our tri-state area that have been warming, it's New York City, it's New Jersey, it's the middle of the island, Nassau County, the North Shore. While when you go a little further out east, places like Islip or the South Shore, they haven't really had it too bad so far. I mean, ice level hasn't hit 90 at all this whole week, while we were suffering with mid-90s for 3 days in a row here in Mineola. So it just gets to a point where I can't take this weather. I mean, it's just too hot for me. I can't survive. And it's for those who think, well, you know, this is now an expensive area. You know, this is for a certain demographic only. You know, this is a matter of survival. I mean, I can't deal with this. You know, this is bad for my mental health. It was brought up in a video last night that these climate things are bad for heat waves. Are especially, they brought up people with mental illness, and it's very hard for us to deal with the heat. Yes, I know the alternative is don't go out, but the noise that's going on here during the day, the angle grinders going, it was so loud I had to get out by the afternoon. 2 o'clock, couldn't take it anymore. So staying home isn't an option. I mean, yeah, they'll eventually be done with that. The air conditioner, I mean, when I came in here, I had to really beg them to give me this 8,000 BTU air conditioner. I'll show it to you right now. But it's not enough. This place, even though it's a small one-bedroom apartment, you need, like, because of the alley, you need like 8,000. This is like it's an 8,000 or 8. I think it's 8,000 or 9,000 BTU. You need like 12,000 BTU for this little place because of the alley. It just gets so hot. So let me show you the air conditioner. So this is my air conditioner, right? And so this is the air conditioner. It's on. It's just the display turns off. And I think it's 8,000. It's a General Electric. It's a pretty decent air conditioner, all right? And, you know, if it's not too hot outside, it can do a good job. But once it gets into the 90s, it starts having trouble. So what I have to do is I have to take the fan. I use this fan here, and I blow the air into my bedroom with this fan. So it blows down into there and gets over there, all right? You can see the key is still in the door because I walked in and I felt like I was ready to collapse from the humidity. So it's just to give you an idea how I cope with the heat, all right? Very hard, all right? But just all these things at once are very hard. So let's go into, you know what, maybe it will be a separate video. The video I'll talk about with what's been going on in the parks and stuff. I think that will be a separate video. This is just me talking about my fears. I'm really afraid of climate change. I'm really afraid of it because, you know, it is, I can't deal with the heat very well. And it's getting hotter. The thoughts, they're saying that, you know, also power is getting scarcer because this is another thing that I want to talk about in this video. Let me sit down. I think I'm cooled off, so we'll sit down and I'm going to talk a little more. So, I'm afraid of what's going on with climate change, and the power shortages really concern me. They really scare me because a blackout in this heat is a death sentence for me. I have to have air conditioning. It's not, if the power goes out here, it's going to get hot in here. I'm not going to be able to survive in here. All right, because I don't have cross ventilation. I have the alley. That's it. I can't just open the windows. There's no cool breeze here in Mineola like there is on the South Shore, so I can't survive that. And as far as this power crisis goes, shutting down these nuclear plants has been a catastrophic mistake. Indian Point, you know, yesterday New York City was on the brink of a blackout yesterday because of the draw from all the air conditioning in the city. Summers are getting hotter, more and more people consuming power for air conditioning. And Con Ed was worried they wouldn't have enough power for everybody. And this has happened in the West Coast too as well, that they're worried about power. And what has happened in New York is this year, Indian Point Energy Facility in Buchanan, up in Westchester County, which is a nuclear power plant, went offline. It has closed. It is being decommissioned because our piece of trash governor decided that it was too dangerous to operate Indian Point, even though Indian Point hasn't posed a danger to anyone. All right. So now the governor seems to think that this power is just going to magically appear from somewhere else. All the power that was being generated by that plant, and I think it's something like 800 megawatts, both reactors. Where is that power going to come from? Where else is that power going to come from? So now New York State does not have, I don't believe we have an operational nuclear power plant in New York State now. and that is a big problem now. All right, and it's not just New York, California, the piece of trash governor there, and they've had a whole slew of piece of trash governors. Had shut down a few years ago. I think it's probably been about 3 or 4 years already since they shut down and decommissioned the songs. The song, I forgot what it's called, Son Onofrier nuclear station or something like that, nuclear generating station, and that produced a lot of power. They shut that down too. All right. Everybody is afraid of nuclear power because they think about what's happened in other countries, like Fukushima and like Chernobyl, but nothing that bad has ever happened here from it. Nuclear power is perfectly safe. We shouldn't be demonizing nuclear power, and I think this crisis, and I'm calling on the president. He has to realize nuclear is part of what we need, where we need to go with our energy production, and he needs to immediately order nuclear stations back into service. As far as I think, at least Indian Point and Songs are 2 key nuclear power stations that generated a lot of power that need to come back online. Especially because now, because of the drought and the heat out west, there's less water flowing through those dams. They're generating Hoover Dam's output is like a 30% reduction now, or 25% reduction in power. So the demand for power is going up because of the heat, but the supply is going down. And this is a serious problem, and it needs to be addressed by the president immediately. And I don't care what Governor Newsom has to say. I think he's being called Cuomo. I don't care what the state legislature has to say. The federal government needs to step in and say, these nuclear power stations must restart immediately, as soon as safely possible, so enough power can be safely provided. We cannot have blackouts. Blackouts mean people die from the heat. Maybe I'm going to die. All right? And that's what scares me, because it's only going to get hotter. What happens when we have 115 here? It's going to happen one day. Then what? The power grid won't handle it, and there'll be a blackout. And how am I going to survive that? Especially, I'm not going to be able to. But sorry, the people on the South Shore, they'd rather see me die and have the vultures pick at me than let me live down there. They're so damn snobby about it. Even though I really am going to need to live closer to the ocean in a cooler climate, because the ocean on the South Shore is a moderating thing. Now, you don't want to be too close because of the flooding, obviously, like Long Beach, but I still don't see anything around the vicinity of Sunrise Highway I think is safe. So if I wanted to go live on the South Shore, those are the areas I would live. Lynbrook, Rockville Center, Merrick, Belmore, Wantor, Seaford, Massapequa Park, Babylon, and so forth. All right, but it has to be on the South Shore because it's got to be cooler. It's cooler there. All right. But I know. Oh, sorry. This is a hot area now for all these people fleeing the city. All these finance professionals fleeing the city. They only want to be with their own kind. They want to price us out and say you got to live in New Jersey, or somewhere else which is hotter. I can't go anywhere hotter than it is here. I am barely making it here. I am barely surviving. And so this climate crisis is really scary. But everybody seems to be pretend that it's that, you put on News 12, especially. I'll give credit to the major networks, NBC, CBS, ABC, even CNN. They've been talking about it a lot more lately. But News 12, forget it. They're gearing a certain demographic. They don't believe in climate change. Again, they're sitting pretty in their enclaves. They're not feeling the heat that we are in the middle of the island, so they don't care. And so it's very rough. It's very rough for me, right? And it's very rough dealing with the heat and getting hotter and hotter every summer. I just don't know how I can survive as long as this keeps up. I just don't know how I can do it. And then all this other depressing stuff on top of it going on in the middle of the island. Right, they've already, the sound walls that they're putting in on the main line, there's already loads of graffiti on there. They're going to be covered. It just feels like I'm living in Queens. It feels like I'm living in the city. And I never experienced that kind of lifestyle in my life. I'm always used to a suburban lifestyle. I need to have that lifestyle. I can't deal with living in Queens or New York City type of environment. And it just feels like that's what the whole middle of the island is becoming. It's becoming just congested, but a congested wasteland, because it's all the wealth, all the prosperity, all the business, all the attention goes to the South Shore. We're just forgotten. I know I can't change that. You know that. I have accepted that already. But I don't know how I can, if this continues, I don't know how much longer I can deal with it. I may have to fight like hell to live on the South Shore. I know that's not, a lot of people don't like when I say that. They get very angry. They get their back up saying, oh, well, you didn't work on Wall Street, you didn't earn six figures, so you don't deserve to live here. All that kind of crap. All right. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of survival. It's a matter of survival for your fellow human being, mentally and physically, to live somewhere cooler, that's happier and better for their mental health. That is my right. I don't care what the hell you have to say about that. That is my goddamn right. That's not something I'm going to compromise on. All right? And I know the law is on my side when it comes to that. All right? Yes, the law is on my side. It's illegal to discriminate against people like us. All right? If we're looking to rent or move somewhere, it's illegal to discriminate against us. All right? But New Jersey, I don't know how it ever survived there, because it's even hotter there. I would die there. I would die there. I think one summer and I'd be dead. All right, I can't deal with that. So forget about that. All right, I know that's the plan, but you know what? Your plan, snobs. I know I can't change it, but I have to fight for my survival, and I'm going to do what I can for that. I'm going to do whatever I can so I can survive. All right, that's human nature. All right. So we'll have to see what the future brings. But right now, I think I'll wrap up this video. Take a headache pill, because I do have a throbbing headache from that humidity out there. It's so still and stifling. And all the other horrible things I had to see today. But other than that, I want to thank you for watching. And, again, I'm not trying to change the plan. But I have to... I know I can't change it, all right? This is just a matter of me surviving. And, yeah, the middle of the island is becoming a much harder place to live. And between the weather getting hotter and between what's happening with everything else, if things keep going the way they're going, I am going to have to fight to live on the South Shore. It is my right. That's where I need to be. If that's what has to be, that's where I need to be. I don't care what these people say. All right? Oh, you've been priced out. You know what? I don't give a crap what you say about pricing people out. All right? Because pricing people out is killing people. All right? And you know what? You're not going to kill me. I plan to stay on this earth a very long time. Oh, I'm sure they would love it. They would love it. They would like me to die, because then they wouldn't have to, oh, well, now we won't have to pay for him anymore. They would love that, because that's the way they think. I'm here to survive. All right? This is a fight for survival. And in this midst of changing climate here, both, the weather and also the economic climate here on Long Island, I am going to have to fight to survive. All right? I'm not going to give up that fight. It's part of being a human being. It's part of being a living thing, is the fight to survive. All right? And I have to continue to fight to survive. So I want to thank you for watching. Take care. And pray for this planet, because we're in some serious, serious trouble. And it's only going to get a lot worse. And I don't care wherever you are, you're going to feel the effects of climate change, even on the South Shore. You're going to have to pick and take what you would rather deal with. All right? And for me, the heat, of all the things that Mother Nature can throw, heat is the thing I can take the least. I can't take it. I can't take it. Heat, I cannot deal with the heat at all. All right? I never have, and it's just getting too hot. It's like the climate here in Mineola and in the central part of Nassau is almost becoming like the climate of New Jersey, or like the Mid-Atlantic. It's just going to keep getting warmer and warmer and warmer, because we're just too far away from the ocean to get the sea breeze. And as humanity is going to have to move humanity is probably going to have to live closer to the ocean in some ways, or up north, up in Labrador or something, at least those who can't take the heat. Of course, there are people who can take the heat. Good for them. But I'm not one of them. And I'm going to have to do what I can to survive these changes as the climate is changing. And I'm not going to let anyone get in my way. Thank you for watching. Take care.